Hello and good morning. Happy Veterans Day. If you're tuning in live and you are a veteran, you're in the military, active or retired, please comment below. If you're a client of mine, we've been working together for some time and you've served in the military, you've done your time, or you're active, let me know in the comments. I want to definitely honor you personally and give you a shout out. An email went out to my entire list just saying Happy Veterans Day, and it is a true honor to be able to serve veterans, military families in the area of their personal finances. So today's video is really dedicated to that group of people that have served in the military, and you are someone that is eventually going to transition out of the military back into civilian life. And the area of finance, of purpose, financial freedom, independence are questions you're trying to solve for. And there are some formulas, one in particular, in regards to people who have been in the military. There's a certain formula that I've observed working with other military folks that is the same formula for wealth creation that ultimately produces financial freedom, independence, living the life that you desire. It's really interesting. So I want to dive into that, right? Today's video is really based on helping veterans discover lucrative opportunities, purpose-driven opportunities that can create financial freedom in your life. I'm going to give examples that I use in my own life to create financial freedom or create the path to financial freedom and the formula of wealth creation and how it correlates to what military people who enter all branches of military, right? All of them that teach this concept without teaching it to you. But what ends up happening is you develop the discipline to actually get it done. And what I want to be able to do is acknowledge, hey, military families, husbands and wives, you've got a certain discipline that's required in the financial world of your personal finances. And I just want to expose that, show the formula, show you the correlation, and actually show you how much simpler it is on this side, on the civilian side, right? And it's incredible. So I need to set the stage for some of the things that I've learned myself over the years, and then even more recently. I think it's going to bring all of this together, right? So before we do that, I want to just acknowledge people, right? Hey, morning, Anthony, welcome. Yep, Christopher, God bless you, man. I know you're active, you've served. Active duty Army, retiring next June. Thank you for your service. Christopher, thank you for your service. Wishing all those that served and that are still in uniform many blessings from a 9-year Army vet. Hooah. Awesome. Thanks and gratitude to all military, past and present, who've served. Absolutely. So again, if you are active, retired, you've served, comment below. You know someone, and you just want to give them a shout out. You can put their name. I'll read it off, right? The branch, and I'll take that time and honor those people. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share with you a video. It's a short clip. I'm probably not going to play the whole entire thing, but I believe this is going to really set the stage. The title of the video is called Create Offers That Pay for Your Life. And it's an interview by a guy named Ryan Pineda and a guy named Myron Golden. These are both entrepreneurs. These are both business owners. These are both social media influencers, content creators. They have organizations. They've done some phenomenal things in their life. And there are multiple profound statements that are made in this video in the very first few minutes that if I would say the average person would miss, right? The average person is just going to miss it. Even I almost missed it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I had to rewind that back because I was like, wait a minute, what did he just say? Right? There's some things that he said that I've been doing in my life, not really aware of. And now that I have awareness over it, I've created an intention to continue doing this in a specific way. And there's certain decisions that I've made that makes the process of creating financial freedom, of abundance, opportunities, come that much easier. And just the perspective around it, it's a complete paradigm shift. So with that being said, let me go ahead and share my screen for you guys. We're going to play this video. And let me make sure volume, everything is working.
A lot of people don't even, like, what are some things, we talked about the big overview of offers, but like, what don't people know about offers?
Does that audio sound a little weird? I'm going to mute myself. It sounded a little weird.
I mean, like, a lot of people don't even, like, what are some things, we talked about the big overview of offers, but like, what don't people know about offers that they need to know?
I think maybe one of the most valuable financial principles I've learned in my life is poor people and middle-class people feel like everything is expensive because they pay for things with money they've exchanged their time for. So they feel like they're paying for everything with their life because they are. Right. You're trading time for money. So let's say, I got a couple of phones here. So let's say I've got some money. We're going to call this some money. I got some money.
Okay.
And I want to buy this car. And I've got some time. So what I do is I take some of my time and I trade my time to somebody for some money, and they give me the money. But when I get the money, I don't have the time anymore because the time's gone and I can't get it back. It's gone forever.
Yep.
Right? So then I see this car and I'm like, I got this money that I've changed my time for, and I'm going to take this money that I've changed my time for, I'm going to trade that in for this car. So now I don't have the time and I don't have the money anymore, but now I have the car. And now the car is becoming worth less over time. Right? So I've traded an invaluable asset for a limited asset and then traded the limited asset for a depreciating asset. And I wonder why I'm getting broker. Right? Okay. So that analogy made sense, right?
Yep.
But watch this. If I'm an entrepreneur and the thing that I create, because I obsess over other people's problems, is I create offers. So now, because I pay for things with offers, everything costs the same amount. It doesn't matter if it's this watch or this phone, this iPhone, which I think they're about $1,700, $1,800 now, I guess, for an iPhone, for a phone, right? Which that sounds crazy, right? Okay. Or a brand new car, or a house, or a private island, or a mountain, or a private jet, or this bottle of water.
Right.
It all costs the same amount. Now, I know that sounds crazy. That's why I'm saying it slowly so people can say, I'm saying this like this so people can begin to disagree with me in their mind.
Yeah.
So that when I prove it, they can be so blown away. Like, oh man, my brain just melted. Right. And so this water, this phone cost me no more than this bottle of water. This watch was a gift, so I can't use that. But my car, whichever car you want to talk about, whichever one of my cars you want to talk about, cost me no more than this bottle of water. Why? Because I pay for everything according to my creativity. Notice what I didn't say. I didn't say I pay for things with my creativity. I didn't say I pay for things out of my creativity. I didn't say I pay for things from my creativity. I said I pay for things according to my creativity. Now, why is that important? If I paid for it out of, with, or from my creativity, after I paid for it, I'd have less creativity than I had before I paid for it.
Yeah.
But if I pay for it according to my creativity, I can pay for it using creativity and have no less creativity after I paid for it than I had before I paid for it. That is a game changer. One of the greatest awarenesses of my life on planet Earth in 63 years is what I just said. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to look at something I'd like to buy, and it's outside my current spending comfort zone. So what would that be for somebody? Just whatever. It doesn't matter. Just tell me what that would be for somebody.
100,000.
Now, but what's the thing I'm going to buy?
A car.
A car. I'm going to buy a $100,000 car. Okay, so I can look at that car, and if I make $100,000 a year, I ask the question, is this worth a year of my life? But I say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create an offer. I'm going to create a $5,000 offer, and this $5,000 offer is going to create a transformation for somebody that's worth $50,000 to them. So they're going to pay me $5,000. So when I create the offer, I have to use creativity to create the offer, right? So now I'm using my creativity to create the offer. So I create the offer, and then a person gives me money for the offer, right? So they give me the money, boom, I give them the offer. Guess what? I don't have the money anymore, but I gave them the offer. They paid me for it, but I still have the offer. They bought it, but I still have it, which means I can sell it to somebody else. So this one person gave me $5,000. That doesn't preclude me from selling that same $5,000 offer to another person or another 10 people or another 100 people or another 1,000 people, right? So I still have the offer. I still have the creativity that I used to create the offer, and I have the money. Now I take the money and I go buy the car. I don't have the money anymore, but I have the car, the creativity, and the offer, which means I can go sell the offer again and replace the money that I no longer have because I spent it on the car.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if I'm creating an offer that makes me enough money to pay for a bottle of water, I'm creating an offer that pays me enough money to pay for a car, or I'm creating an offer that pays me enough money to pay for a plane, or I'm creating an offer that pays me enough money to buy an island. It doesn't matter. I'm creating an offer. If I have a $5,000 offer and I sell that to 20 people, that's $100,000. If I sell it to 200 people, that's $1 million. If I sell it to 2,000 people, that's $10 million. If I sell it to 20,000 people, that's $100 million. Well, that's just mathing.
Yeah.
Right? But guess what I still have? I still have all of the creativity that I had when I created the offer. But the reality is I actually have more because now I've created this new asset. And I know how to create an asset. So guess what else I can do? I can go create another one. And so that's what I mean when I say for creative entrepreneurs who pay for things with offers, everything costs the same amount. It costs me, according to my creativity, to create an offer that I exchange for some money and then exchange the money for the thing I desire to buy. And I still have the offer and the creativity. So when middle-class people and poor people buy things with money they've exchanged their time for, they actually become poorer. But when creative entrepreneurs create offers to pay for things, when you decide to buy something that's outside your current spending comfort zone and you create an offer to pay for it, buying that thing actually makes you richer. Would you like me to give you an example from my own personal life?
Okay. I'm going to pause there because it's a lot. All right. And according to everyone, the audio was good there. I don't know why it sounded crazy on my end, but to y'all, it sounded good. So that's all that matters. Please comment some profound statements or biggest takeaways in the first 6-7 minutes of that short clip. Now that interview was over an hour long, but I'm really glad that they pulled that short clip for me there because I would have had to work to find it. But please comment below like big takeaways from what Myron Golden said in that. There's two in particular that I'm looking for, and I want to see if you guys caught it. Because I'm going to be honest with you, when I first watched it, I had to rewind it. And I'm perfectly okay with rewinding it for you all, right? But even I was like, whoa, I need to stop this, because I was listening to it in the car. And I was like, I need to write down these two things. Because this, if I can understand these two primary things he just said in that video, explaining how to create offers that pay for your life and why that's so important, it's going to light so many light bulbs in your head. It's going to create a paradigm shift. And then I'm going to give you the formula behind it. Okay? Beautiful. Pearl is on to something. Your creativity is like a residual income. Pearl. Your creativity is like a residual income. Good. Good takeaway from there. Beautiful. I want to see someone else. Other comments. We've got, how many people in the house? We got 27 people in the house. Okay. Poor and middle class people trade their time and money for depreciating assets. Yes. And notice how he also said that when poor and middle class people trade their time for money initially, and then they trade their money for something, a car, any consumable type of purchase, that in that transaction, they become poorer. Poor middle class people become poorer than they already were because they did two things incorrectly in that process. They traded their time for money, which everyone has to do to a certain extent. But you don't have to do that for your entire life. And that's where poor middle class people get stuck in. They continue to trade their time for money for over 40 plus years, right? So that's the first transaction of literally making you poor. And then the second one is like a double hit when they trade the money that they put their time in. So you gave your time to something and you cannot get that time back. Now you have the money, right? Then you take that money and you give it to someone else. So now you don't have the time and you don't have the money, and all you have left is a depreciating asset. Could be a house, could be a car, could be an RV, could be any kind of consumable item. Eventually that item will decay and be worth nothing at some point. So you became poor in that process. So very, very profound. Thank you for picking that up. Maintain the creativity of the offer and then scale to volume, replicate at scale. However, the big takeaway was that buying things actually can make you richer if you're not trading your time. Profound. Like, even I struggled with that a little bit, Christopher. I was like, wait, if I change my paradigm shift from trading time for money, if I don't trade time for money, and I do something that creates value in the marketplace and I get paid for that, and then I buy things that make me richer, I have the thing, I've got the value, the offer, and I still have my time to enjoy it. It's like, whoa. Jordan says, poor middle class people who trade their money actually become poor. Okay, great. So there's two things, right? And some of you've pretty much said it. And I'm gonna reiterate exactly how he said it, right? The first thing is everything costs the same amount. Someone please comment that, just so that we have that in record, right? I need you all to believe that, right? So as I'm working with my clients and as you start to work with me offline, that is another belief system that I'm going to be injecting into my coaching practice as well as in my videos, right? Here, moving forward, that everything costs the same amount. Statement number one, profound statement number one in those 6 minutes. And the second thing is pay for things according to your creativity. Please comment that. Pay for things according to your creativity. If everyone in here and those catching the recording, if you can come to the conclusion of believing that as a factual statement, like that is true, that's truth, that everything costs the same amount, in order for everything to cost the same amount, it has to be according to your creativity. So everything costs the same amount. Pay for things according to your creativity. So I want to tie that in to the military families I've been working with and the military families that watch this YouTube channel that get value from this. And I'm going to give you the formula for actually solving for this. I'm going to share with you how the military teaches its subjects, you all, to fulfill their systems, their operations, their opportunities by using you. And then we're going to take the same thing that all military branches do, right? This concept, this offer. So the military provides you all that have served an opportunity. They created an offer. And then you fulfill their offer by saying yes, right? And as you do that, and when you eventually depart from the military, we need to be able to take that same formula that they taught us, and we're going to apply it into our own life. Let's take it to the whiteboard. We're going to lay this all out, okay? First things first, you need to know your 4 major numbers. We need to know where you stand financially, okay? What is your total income, net after taxes? What are your total expenses? Include savings, investing, and tithing. Include annual expenses. Divide by 12 to get an average monthly cost, right? What's your total debt? And what's that net cash flow? Let's start there, okay? These are going to be lucrative opportunities that I myself have engaged in my own life that I believe correlate very well for military families to consider. You don't have to do this. These are going to be examples, and then I'm going to have you think of things that you want to do. But we're going to use these formulas to achieve that. Okay? So here's the formula that the military provides its subjects, all branches. So you have the military, which is essentially an organization, or you could say it's a business. What does the military do? They have offers and they solve problems. Okay? So the military trains its subjects, they train you to obsess over other people's problems. They train you to obsess over other people's problems, starting from basic all the way to the highest ranks in the military. If you really took a deep dive into the military from like an outsider looking in, right? And even if you talk to military people, they have a consistent trait, or we could say consistent characteristics of service. I mean, that's what you do. If you join the military, you serve. You serve the United States of America. You serve that particular branch. You serve your commanding officer. You serve your family. You serve strangers. All you do in the military is serve. And there are certain skills, right, that you'll obtain in the military. And then there are certain disciplines, down to making your bed and ironing their clothes and having things clean, and just everything that you do in military life has a system, has a formula, and it achieves a particular result. If I had to like summarize military the best way that I can, right? And maybe I might get it wrong here, but essentially what military is doing is they obsess over other people's problems, even other nations, other countries, right? Like creating peace, reducing wars. Okay, so that's the first step of the formula. We're obsessing over someone else's problem. The military then provides solutions to the problems that other people have, and then there are people that are willing to serve to help solve that problem with the skills and disciplines that the military trains their subjects to succeed in. And they give them all the systems and all the formulas and all the training to successfully execute that particular mission, which essentially solves the problem. Now, the last part of the formula here is huge. I would also, from an outsider looking in, I've never participated, I've never joined the military, but there is another characteristic that I typically can pick up and just notice from how military men and women talk. That they are, I would say, 99% of the time, and I think this percentage may not be at 90+% in their first year of joining the military, but I would argue that depending on how long each person is serving in the military, that last part, willing to lay down your life, that percentage, I would argue, increases the longer someone is serving in the military, hands down. If you are active military, back me up on that. Or refute it, right? Rebuke it. Let me know. Am I on the right track there? That anyone that joins the military and they go through basic training, boot camp, and either going into it, you instinctively are willing to lay down your life, whether it's for this United States that we live in, other people, a certain cause, right? Certain mission. So there's already a level of you willing to lay down your life. And then you back that up, you fortify that with discipline, with skills, with training, with support, with a family system, that it just continues to increase the chances that you are willing to lay your life down for your brother, for your sister beside you, regardless if you even know who the person on your left or right is. Regardless, if they wear the same uniform, that's a brother, that's a sister, and you're willing to lay your life down for them. That is drilled into military life. Whether it's like made known or it's like this instinctive thing that I think occurs over time the longer you serve in the military. That last piece right there is an incredible characteristic that I think only people in the military will ever truly can truly like have that energy when they walk into other rooms of people who aren't in the military. There's just a certain level of respect. There's a certain level of understanding, right? Someone like myself could say, yeah, I'm willing to lay my life down for my family, for, whomever, whatever cause, right? But until I'm actually in that situation, could be a different ballgame. Whereas I believe in the military, again, the longer you serve, I think the higher this percentage goes up. That it's like without a shadow of a doubt that if it came down to it, any military person active right now is willing to lay down their life. It's just, they're just willing to do it, right? And I believe some other areas like firefighters and police officers, I would say, is another area where that percentage is very, very high. So in this success formula to live the life you truly desire. Here's what's insane. To live the life you desire, right? We need to create financial freedom. That, like, we need to create enough resources for you to live the life that you desire. Okay? And so the formula for wealth creation, right? Understand, well, first we need to know what wealth is. Okay? And we went over this a while back in another one of my videos, live streams, that wealth is a blessing. Okay? And the formula to receive wealth, right? There is a giver and a receiver. That's the transaction for wealth. There has to be a giver, and the giver has to be willing to give to the receiver. So it's a two-step process, very simple. So wealth is a blessing because wealth is not a thing, right? Wealth is supernatural, right? Wealth is intangible. You can't touch it, you can't smell it, right? Like, wealth is a blessing from the giver. Wealth is a blessing from the giver, and then you and I are the receivers of that. So in simple sense, you could say, okay, military is the giver in this wealth creation process. The military is the giver. And then Christopher, right, who is active Army, 9 years, right? Again, please comment if you know someone who's active in the military, veteran, right? Put their name so that I can just start giving people shout outs, right? And I can use their names in my example here. So I'm going to use Christopher as an example because I know him, been a client for multiple years. Christopher is the receiver of the wealth that the military provides for him. He's on the receiving end of that. He's been trained to obsess over the military's problems. Not his problems, the military's problems, right? He then learns the solutions that the military provides to solve those problems. He obtains skills and disciplines and this servant leadership mentality. And because of all that and the environment that the military provides, this guy is willing to lay his life down for the United States, for his family, for his brother and sister that is also in the military. So for multiple reasons, he's willing to lay his life down. Now, what's super cool, I think, is this characteristic is not needed to create wealth in your life. So that's the first thing that blew my mind when I started really observing military clients that I have the honor of serving in their personal finances. Is I would just sit there and just be in awe. I'm like, oh my goodness, this mom, this dad is willing to lay their life down for these list of reasons. If I could somehow take that characteristic and expose them to creating wealth outside of military, once they transition out and they have the time to focus on, what kind of life they want to live outside of the military, right? Or even while they're there, like we can be planning, like Christopher is an example, who's, active, and we've been mapping out his entire financial life, how we're going to do this, right? And he's building a family, right? As well in the process of that. So it's like Christopher's willing to lay his life down. And then I'm going to provide him with this formula here. And then I'm going to say, dude, you don't have to lay your life down for this. But because you have that mentality, you're going to do what I'm saying here. Like, you're going to make it happen. Okay? This is insane. So that's the military's formula for success and wealth creation for themselves and its subjects. obsess over other people's problems, provide solutions to solve those problems. You obtain skills and disciplines in the process, and you're willing to lay your life down. Done deal. Okay? Now, transition that to creating wealth and financial freedom. You're going to be the organization now. So we're swapping military, and for those of you who are not military watching, swap this for the corporation you work for. If you work for the government, if you work at a hospital, if you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're a mechanic, you work in construction, swap whatever the organization is, put your organization in this, right? Write that on a sheet of paper, right? So this is the formula for wealth in the military, right? Military is the organization, is the business, right? Now, when we're talking about you, husband and wife, your household, your family, we now need to, we're calling this kingdom, your kingdom, which is your household, right? Or we can call it your business, right? Your business is your kingdom. Your kingdom is your business. It's interchangeable, right? So that's the first swap that we're going to make here. Then, second step, same step as military. We're going to obsess over other people's problems. But we're going to be more narrow. So when I'm talking to a military person, like a Christopher, I'm going to get to know Christopher. I'm going to say, hey man, what skills, what purpose, right? I'm gonna solve for different angles. I'm gonna ask the question different ways, right? And it ultimately is gonna get me to the same place, right? Now, the simplest, easiest way for me is to just simply go to the creator, right? So whenever I'm talking to a Christopher or an Anthony or a Jordan or anyone here live that's a client of mine, I just go to the Father and say, what is God's will, God's purpose over your life? That's one way. Simple, right? The second way is I just simply ask the client to dream. I just simply ask them to dream. I say, hey client, Mr., Mrs. Client, I want to take you back to when you were 6 years old, to your earliest memories, right? And the reason why I want to take you back into kid form is because there's no responsibilities there. There's no limitations to your dreaming as a child and as an adult today. I would say as an adult, right? And most adults I talk to, 50s and 60s, 40s and up, right? Even when you guys dream, it's limiting. Like when I ask you to consciously dream in the moment on our phone call together, you're constantly limiting what the dream is. I'm just like, all I said was dream. I didn't ask for anything. Right? I didn't say that the dream had to be big, small, right? I'm just saying, hey, dream the life that you want. Can you articulate, can you explain the life you want to live for me? Right? And I'd start taking notes, start taking notes, start writing it down. Boom, 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 boom. Right? But I have to give them the right context because I have to say, look, let's go back to when you were a child. Because when you're a child, no one's going to judge your dream. And there's no responsibilities. There's no bills to pay as a kid. You can just dream the biggest dream. So I would have you do that here right now in this exercise, in this masterclass that we're doing here. So I'm going to ask you to dream the life that you truly want. What does it encompass, right? What are you doing? What's the work that you're doing, right? And whatever that work is, there is a very, 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 very high probability, I'd say a 99.9% chance, I would even argue 100% chance, that whatever the work is in your life that you desire to do, that you enjoy doing, there is someone out there in the universe, and I would even argue many, many, many someones, that would need help to do the work you know how to do naturally, right? To do the thing that you have skills in already. There's other people out there in the world that could use that help, or at the very least, be educated about how to do that, or how to go about doing that, or how to solve this particular conflict, this particular problem. Okay? So, same formula. We're going to obsess over other people's problems, right? We're going to obsess over other people's problems. We're going to get very, very specific as to what that problem or problems are for other people. And you're going to create an offer. The reason why you have to create it is because you no longer have the support of your company, of the military, of the government, right? So the reason why this seems much harder when I put the pressure on you to do it is because I'm now asking you to do the hardest thing that most people never do in their life. And that's this big old word right here, is to think. Most people will never open this in their brain. They'll never think. If you are not a thinker, I promise you, you will look like a slave. Slaves don't think. They only do. And I'm not saying a slave in a chain. I'm saying there's people in the United States, a vast majority of Americans living in the greatest, wealthiest country in the known universe, in all of history. Right here, right now, 2024, what do we have? 400 million Americans in America, I think. 350 to 400 million, maybe more. Right? That don't think. They only do what they are told. So you only do what your boss tells you to do. You only do what your parents tell you to do. You only do what your wife tells you to do. Or vice versa, right? You never actually think. And it's the hardest, I'm telling you, it's like one of the hardest things to do in your life is to actually sit for 2 minutes and think about the life you truly want to live. It's so weird. I'll sit on a call. I'm 28 years old. Again, I don't know much about a lot of things. I really don't. I only know a few things. And one of the things I'm really, 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 really strong in is finance, right? And when I'm on these financial coaching calls, working with clients, and I'm trying to extract information, because in order for me to truly help someone in their finances, I need to know where we're going. In order for me to know where we're going, I need to have an idea of what mom or dad wants in their life. What's your purpose, right? What kind of car, what kind of house, what kind of environment, what kind of economy, what kind of community you want to live in? What do you want to do? Who do you want to serve? Who do you want to lead, right? So I ask questions like purpose, and it forces them to think. And it's incredible that someone that's 55 years old, 65 years old, 63 years old, 59 years old, in all those years of operating, of all their friends, family, loved ones, coworkers, bosses that they've had, never truly asked them to think. It was always do. And it built you into the hardest working slave without chains. Many Americans that I know of all walks of life, all different cultures, that many of you are the hardest working slaves without chains. Isn't that incredible? I don't even have to chain you. I don't have to put a chain on you, right? It's incredible. I don't have to put a chain on you to force you to do something. It's just we now live in a society today that has done all the training and all the pre-programming and all the systems from kindergarten all the way through college and into the corporate world and the education system. Everything has been designed for you to just do and not think. So that's why it's the hardest thing that most people will never do. And that's the only way to truly solve this formula here. Because all I did was take out two things, but it's the same thing. All I did was take out the military and then the solutions that the military provides. You're here, right? So again, this applies to anyone, like not necessarily in the military, but today is Veterans Day, so I'm just focusing on the military today, right? But that's all I did was I swapped out the organization, military, and put you as king of your house, right? So I'm gonna use Christopher again, right? He is the king of his household. That is the highest role in life you can ever achieve, is king. Not even the president of the United States or a prime minister or a governor or a mayor is the highest role in life. No. Arguably, that's one of the lowest roles in life because it puts you in service, right? But in society, it would be looked at as a very, very, very high role, which is also true, right? But it's a half truth. The true highest role in your life is for you to become the king and the queen you were created to be in your life, right? So that right there puts you in control, which now forces you to think about your destiny, to think about how your life is going to play out. And you get to control, you get to decide how your life is going to play out for the rest of your life. Because here's the thing, whether you think about it or not, it's going to get solved. Someone else is going to solve your life for you. And I promise you, it's not going to be what you want. Because why? The problem solved the other person's problem, not your problem. You were just part of the chain in that system. But this formula right here puts you in the driver's seat as the king, as the queen, over your household, over your business, over your organization. And now you have to decide what problems you're going to obsess over, right? You're going to obsess over other people's problems. And now I'm saying you also have to create the offer, right? Which provides a solution to other people's problems. And then the result of that is you live the life you desire. Simple. And guess what? You don't have to lay your life down for it. Although this is not a bad trait to have. Because if you're willing to lay down your life to live the life you desire, I mean, you're going to get there. I know Christopher is going to get there. I know Anthony's going to get there. I know there's certain clients that I just know. I'm like, it's just a matter of time. They're going to get there. Right? Eric Robertson, I know he's going to get there. He's on year 36 and counting. Citizen soldier. He's going to get there. So, the mentality is everything costs the same amount. And we're going to pay for things according to your creativity in the life that you desire. So we're going to build your dream life. Okay? So this will be another component, sort of an action step, is in your four major numbers today, right? This is how you make money and live and expense your life today. I want you to run your four major numbers, but in your dream life. Okay? So say, for example, today you make the average American income salary, which I think is around 60 to 70, right? Something like that. It's like 60 to 80 grand a year, something like that. Okay. So say you make about 60 to 80 grand a year. What's that net? Let me see. 60K divided by 12, 5,000. All right, so maybe you net about, say, 4,000 a month, right? And you, whoops, let me fix that. So let's say you net about 4,000 a month, spend 3. Let's put some debt on you. Got $1,000 in cash, all right? A lot of people's finances look like this. They make a certain amount of money, spend a certain amount of money, we got some cash flow, and we've got debt. That's majority of Americans, right? So let's say that's our starting point, okay? I then want you to build your dream life according to your 4 major numbers, right? You just map it out, okay? And let's say, and I've done this with some clients before, and so I'll use an example where I have one client, a desire to make 40, 50,000 a month, expenses about 20, and that truly allows them to live the lifestyle that they desire. So in your dream life, we're just literally mapping out what does it cost to have the things that you want in your life, right? So I'm gonna read off of a spreadsheet of one of my clients, right? I won't show it, but I'm gonna pull it up real quick. And it was super cool, this whole process that we went through together, right? So here it is. This is a client that wants to travel at least one time a year internationally for at least 13 days, right? And that'll cost about 16 grand, right? They also want to travel domestically for at least 12 days, right? And they picked Hawaii, okay? That'll cost about 22,000. And then they want to take cruises. That'll cost about 2,000. Then they want to do short road trips, right? And they just put a budget in there of about $1,800 a month for that. They want to do body and foot massages once a month, $150 a month. They want a personal hairdresser. Okay, that's going to cost them $400 bi-weekly. Okay. They want a personal makeup artist, right, as needed. Okay. They want to do manicure, pedicure once a month. They want a housekeeper. Okay, housekeeper is about $400 a month. They want a nutritional chef. Okay, that'll cost them about $300 per week, right? A driver, they want a driver, a personal driver, and they estimated about 10 grand for that a month, right? And then they want a handyman, plumber, electrician, lawn care, so about $500 a month. They want to drive a Thunderbird 56 candy apple red new car, collectible, right? So one-time purchase of about 60K. They also want to have a Lexus LC 500, right? Daily use. The other car is a collectible. They want the other one daily use. Lexus LC 500 red. One-time purchase about 100 grand. The monthly maintenance on that about $1,000 a month, right? Then they want to do around town activities, about $1,200 a month. That's eating out, movies, museums, outdoor theaters, cultural arts, beaches, car shows, air shows, right? And then they want to be able to give to the church at least $400 a week, right? And they even named the church that they want to give to. All of that, notice how detailed that was. I mean, is that not awesome? Is that not a lifestyle that you would want? Or you're like, hey, I want some of that. 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 Okay, cool. So the total number that we estimated comes out to about $19,524.20 a month. So we rounded up and just said 20K, right? Rounded it up, called it 20K. Not bad. That is this client's financial freedom lifestyle. That is the dream life. So all we did here was just create the destination, create the lifestyle that we want to live. That's all we did. No pressure. I asked that client, dream. It wasn't dream small, dream big. It was just dream. What life do you truly want to live? Without any judgment, without any responsibilities, no bills to pay. What does it cost to live that life? Right? Went through the whole thing. That was multiple sessions to get to that point, right? So you're not going to solve it in just one day. It's going to take some time. You're going to have to put some time into this. You're going to have to think. It's the hardest thing most people never do, okay? So you're going to think on that. You're going to map this whole thing out. You're going to go on my website. You're just going to download my Velocity Banking financial spreadsheet, right? You're just going to download another copy of that. You have one for your current life today, and then you'll just create another one, right? You can combine it together and just create another tab, right? And then you just list it all out. See what the number comes out to. I did this for myself. My number came out to about $80,000 to $85,000 a month. To live the lifestyle I truly desire, it's going to cost me about $80,000 to $85,000 a month on average, right? So now I know where I'm going, and I know what it costs, right? What changed it for me though was the paradigm shift from that video, that everything costs the same amount, and all I need to do to pay for that lifestyle, $85,000 a month, all I need to do is create offers according to my level of creativity. And if I create an offer that pays for that lifestyle, $85,000 a month, then I solved for it. It was not an expensive lifestyle. It's not a cheap lifestyle. It's everything costs the same. It is what it is, right? And I just simply decide to live that, right? Christopher's like candy apple red. Love the specificity, right? Can't even say that word. Specificity, yes, right? You got to be that clear because it's your dream, it's your life. Because think about it. If you don't decide the color of the dream vehicle you want to drive in the interior, someone else will. And you'll still be, and that's just that's probably being over dramatic, right? I'm probably exaggerating. But I think you'll get my point, is even if you do make a lot of money in your life, even people who hit the lottery and they make a ton of money in their life, they still can't make decisions for themselves. So that leads them to becoming poor anyways in the process. Even if you make a ton of money, you're still poor. You're not rich. You're not wealthy because you still haven't taken the time to think. So you'll end up losing it, or you'll delegate it to someone else and they won't have the best intentions for you. And you'll ultimately it'll be worth nothing, right? You won't even truly enjoy whatever it is you're after because you actually didn't want those things. You thought you wanted a super fast car. You thought you wanted a super big home. But when you really thought about it, you're like, I really only need a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with an outdoor patio, front lawn, circle garage, tree in the back, garden, shed, garage, 2-door garage, 2-car garage, right? Solar panels, impact windows, sliding doors for the back. When you really think about it, what you want versus what society encourages you to want, I would argue it's two vastly different things. And when you cut all the noise out and just allow yourself to think in this moment, as you're watching this video, as we're going through this masterclass live, if you would just take the time, you open that book, that notebook, and you start writing down, here are my action steps. I need to start thinking about the life I truly desire. Denzel just gave me the formula by leveraging the military. right? And if you're military, this will hit hard for you because you're like, oh my goodness, I have everything I need. That's what's awesome when I work with military folks is I'm like, hey, you have everything you need. I'm now just giving you the same formula that the military taught you to do for them. And now this is going to be for you, right? So you're going to build your kingdom. You're going to be the king and the queen of your domain, which is your organization, which is your business. And you're going to obsess over other people's problems. Now you're going to create an offer that solves other people's problems, and they're going to pay you abundantly for that. And you'll be able to live the life you desire because you thought and you dreamt about the life you want. So now you have the direction of where you're going, and you understand that everything costs the same amount. So you're simply going to pay for things according to your creativity, right? And now let's give you an example. So I'm now going to inject my life because I only know how to speak from my own experiences. So I'm going to use offers that I've created in the last 6 years, using an example of a coaching business. Not to say that you in the military need to start a coaching business. You're just gonna pull from the fundamentals. So we know that every business has an offer, right? And every organization is the start of the formula, and it's your organization. And we know that every business has an offer or offers, okay? So here is an example of my offers as a financial coach, consultant, counselor, accountability partner, financial expert, financial content creator. All those different titles and roles, I've created offers, right? And these are all of the offers I've created in my 6 years of coaching. So we have a 6-year timeline, okay? And we start with the $50 a month offer. So I have an offer that's $50 a month. And it solves for DIY people. It solves for due diligence. It solves for education. It solves for empowerment. Okay? It solves for proof. My courses are proof that if you do this to solve for that, you will get this result. So proof, facts, evidence, DIY, due diligence, education, empowerment. It's an opportunity, right? All an offer is an opportunity to say yes. All right, so all an offer is an opportunity for someone to say yes. So that $50 a month offer is an opportunity for you guys to say yes to me, get access to all my courses that I've ever created, and there's coaching, one-to-one opportunities, and group. It's an opportunity to draw closer to myself, right? At a price of $50 a month. Okay? Then there's a $497 offer annually. So people can pay $50 a month, right? Or they can pay $497 a year for the same exact offer. So technically speaking, these are 3 offers in one. It's the same offer. Access to all my courses, group coaching, one-to-one, right? It's education, it's empowerment, right? But it's the same offer, provided 3 different options. People can pay $50 a month. People can pay $497 a year, right? Obviously, they would save money. Or they can pay one time $997 for life. So here's what's super cool about this. Here's my input into those 3 offers, right? My input. I put a limited amount of time into the offer, right? To create the offer, to provide the solution, to map out, create the entire blueprint, map out the whole thing categorically, chronologically, right? I put a limited amount of time and a limited amount of effort, right, into it, right? And then what produces out of it, limited amount of time, because I only have a limited amount of time. You only have a limited amount of time, right? It's a finite resource, time. And it produces, right? This is what all offers produce when they're created properly. Because remember, you have to obsess. If you obsess, you can't just put a minimum effort in to solving someone's problem. You have to obsess over other people's problems. I, for the last 6 years, have obsessed. When I tell you I've obsessed over the problems of single moms, divorced moms, widows, wives, moms in general that are struggling to figure out their personal finances. I have had every kind of conversation you could have. I've had with myself, in my own head, with my own mom, with my clients, over and over and over and over and over again. I've spoken to probably 1,000 to 1,500 plus families. Every family has a mom in it. No family ever got started without a mom, right? Because only women can what? Produce offspring. So there's a mom in every family, dead or alive. There's a mom. There was a mom at some point in that family, right? So for the last 6 years, all I have done in every different way possible, whether I'm talking to the son of the mom, whether I'm talking to the husband, to the wife that's a mom, whether I'm talking to a grandfather who has a daughter who's a mom. When I tell you every angle over the last 6 years to get to mom, day in and day out, I have obsessed over figuring out the solutions to help mom create financial freedom in her life. What that has done is created offers that not only just solves mom's problems, but it also solves son's problems. It also solves husband's problems. It also solves grandpa's problems, dad's problems, brother's problems, sister's problems, aunts and uncles, nephews, cousins, you name it. So it actually solves everyone's problem. But I zeroed in, just like the military does. They zero in on a problem and they solve it and they execute. And all I'm asking you to do is the same thing. And the result is you get to live the life you truly desire. And not only do you get to live the life you truly desire, you get to live multiple lifetimes compared to the average. In the example I gave of the person that built out their dream lifestyle that cost $20,000 a month, there are things that this person wants to do that most families can't do unless they planned for it and it took them 5 to 7 years to be able to take their entire family to France or Hawaii. And this is a person that wants to do it every year. They want to go to France. They want to go to Hawaii. They want to go on cruises every year. So this person, no matter how old they are, if they do it at least 5 times over the next 5 years, they technically would have lived at least 2 to 3 lifetimes compared to the average American. So not only does this person get to live the lifestyle they truly desire, they get to live it over and over again. So they have multiple lifestyles. It's incredible, right? So again, you input a limited finite amount of time and energy into an offer that you create after you've obsessed over someone else's problem. You have thought of every single step that they are going to eventually think of and question how to solve it. And then you come to the table. Here you go, mom. Here you go, dad. Here you go, son. Here you go, brother. Here you go, coworker. Here you go, boss. Like, boom, blueprint, done. And then because of that, you create an unlimited resource. There's no limit to how many people can sign up for my $50 offer or my $497 offer or my $997 offer. There's no limitation. Isn't that really good? Isn't that interesting? So, question becomes, like mathematically here, logically, okay, how many offers, do I have to make and what price to pay for the things that I want, right? And what's super cool is when you create an offer and it doesn't necessarily fulfill the life that you desire, but it's getting you on the way, it's letting you know, okay, you're on the way, but just know that you're going to have to create other offers to eventually fully supply that lifestyle. So these offers here, right, have created on average in the last 6 years, on average, it's created about $350,000 a year, right? So if I take that 350 number divided by 12, so we're looking at about $29,000-ish a month. And I told you that my dream life will cost anywhere from $80,000 to $85,000 a month. Okay, so I'm here and I'm trying to get here because I've mathematically laid it all out exactly what I want. I've just what I want, what I desire, right? I laid it all out. I thought about it. Here is where I'm at. So now I get to decide, okay, according to the offers that I've created, it's getting me here. And there are other things that I can tweak. I can obsess over a new problem that same person has that costs more to solve. Or I can increase prices to solve the same problem. And that's another cool thing about an offer. You see, this $50 a month offer, when I first offered it, it was $7 a month. And then I increased it to $14 a month. And then I increased it to $19 a month. And then I increased it to, I want to say, $30 a month, if I'm not mistaken. I think I increased it to like $30 a month. Then I increased it to $47 a month. So we're talking 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year. That makes sense. Yeah. And then in the 6th year, boom, $50 a month. It's the same exact offer that I put a limited amount of time and energy into, right? Which has now produced an unlimited resource, money. It's unlimited the amount of money I can make in here. It's only limited by my ability to educate people about this offer. So what does the military do? They marketing. So in order to build your kingdom and your biz and for other people to know about it, for other people to know that you've obsessed over their problems and for them to discover you to solve their problem, you need marketing. So that's another piece in this formula here. So the fundamentals, right? I'm giving you the fundamentals. Within the organization, it has to do marketing to explain the problem that your ideal client is suffering with, that's struggling with, and you create the offers that clearly solve that specific problem. And then over a period of time, you're going to build service skills, right? Execution skills, disciplines, right? For the military person watching, guess what? You already have the skills. You already have the disciplines. You already have a servant mentality. This is what gets me so excited. Even when I talk to the firefighter and the police officer, I'm like, dude, you already have it. If I talk to an American that has not joined the military or firefighter or police officer, right? I have to now educate them on skills and disciplines and having, developing a servant leadership mentality. All I need to teach the military person is how to market. You already have the discipline. If I tell you, click record on your phone, set up the tripod, buy this tripod on Amazon, buy this microphone on Amazon, any military person, I tell them to do that, they do it. When I talk to the average person, though, that, works in construction, works at the hospital, right? Or their administrative assistant, right? Or they work in food and beverage, and there are certain disciplines at your job that you naturally, build up and create. But when it comes to now putting it on you, the responsibility on you becomes like night and day. Like you just forgot how to do everything. And so I have to, build that up. And I had to build it up in my own life for myself to build up those skills and disciplines, right? I'm 10 years into my journey. So although I'm young, I've been doing this for 10 plus years, right? So I've been focusing and narrowing and narrowing and narrowing. It took 4 years for me to narrow down to personal finance. And then the last 6 years has been personal finance. I haven't deviated. You haven't seen me try to, become an actor or become a model, right? Or try to sell certain physical products online. You haven't seen me try to deviate. It's always been personal finance, right? And then there's been things that complement personal finance, but the core topic has always been personal finance, right? So that's key. Can't deviate. Once you obsess over a problem, you can't stop obsessing over it and then change. Because if you do that, you're just delaying yourself, right? So we got to pick the problem. We have to establish ourselves as king and queen over our households and have rulership and dominion over it. We have to create the offer. We have to think and dream the life that we desire so we know exactly where we're going. Everything costs the same amount. You pay for things according to your creativity. You input a limited amount of time and effort into an offer, and you will create an unlimited resource. It's unlimited the amount of people that can sign up for my $50 offer, for my $497 offer, for my $997 offer. Okay? Now, there are going to be some offers that are limited offers, right? There's going to be some limited offers, and those might be higher priced offers, right? Because it does require more of your time. For example, these 3 offers below are higher in cost, but limited in the outcome. So I have a $300 offer where it's a one-to-one with me. I can only do so many one-to-ones in my life, right? Or in a year, in a month, in a week. So I charge $300 an hour for my time, right? I get $300 an hour. I traded an hour of my time for $300, right? I lose the hour because I gave it to someone. That someone gave me $300. They lost the $300, right? Or they exchanged it. I shouldn't say lost. They exchanged their $300 to me. they receive the hour of my time plus more value than what they paid, which is why they were willing to give the $300 in the first place, because they knew in their mind they're probably going to add a zero or even more zeros. And that's what makes the offer so amazing, is because the receiver knows they're getting more than they paid for, right? So then I take that $300 and I now have to put that into offers that create unlimited resources. The only way I was able to create this course is by first doing the limited stuff. I had to talk to people. Hey, what are you struggling with most? What's the most difficult thing for you to understand about velocity banking? Or what's the biggest things, 3 biggest things you struggle with velocity banking? Or what are some of the first steps that you get confused on, right? So I would archive and gather all that data about you guys, and then I put it in a course, plus the knowledge that I knew already. But I had to first put in that limited time and energy into discovering that. So there's going to be offers that are finite. If they are in your life, they need to point toward the unlimited result of an offer, preferably. In my opinion, that's how I would do it, right? So then you have the next offer here is a lifetime offer. Someone pays $3,997 to work with Denzel for life. Christopher is an example of that. Anthony Henderson is an example of that. They've invested money one time, and they now have me for life. So they have unlimited financial accountability sessions with me, as many as they want, for as long as they want, until death do us part, right? That's the agreement. That's the lifetime arrangement that occurs with that. So there are some, what I would call ridiculous, crazy, irresistible, outrageous offers that you could create that are just, you would be crazy to say no to. So that's what my lifetime offer is. And if you create an offer like that, you're betting on yourself to not only deliver the offer, you're betting it's going to take you to the desired place that you want to be, right? And that's what I've done in my own life, in my coaching business specifically, is I've created an offer that doesn't necessarily mathematically get me to $80,000, $85,000 a month, but it's what comes out of that will. So I have clients that will pay, say, that $3,997 one-time payment, lifetime offer, right? Or they'll pay $375 a month for 12 months, and then they'll have lifetime access to me, right? So they're getting a crazy amount of value. And those would be the two options that they have. They're getting a crazy amount of value that I give up front. But where I'm betting on is my ability to continue to serve them in other areas that would generate more income for me and for them. So the process for my lifetime coaching is I initially serve them on their immediate problems that they're coming to me for, which is typically debt management, debt elimination, and life insurance, right? So they hire me as their financial accountability partner, their financial coach, their financial consultant, or financial counselor, whatever they want to call me, right? They get to name me however they want. I'm in service to their kingdom now that I'm helping construct and build, right? So here's what's interesting. When you guys hire me, you are essentially the military. So if you hire me, right, you're the military. Your military is your kingdom, right? Even though I marketed to you, you were also marketing to me by saying yes to the offer. You paid my offer that solves a problem in your kingdom. But guess what? Here's what gets really, really cool. This is what gets incredible. I hope you stay with me on this because this is mind-blowing. I'm just like, I'm having a realization of what I've been doing for other people's households. Is you've basically are doing what the military does when they recruit new cadets, right? New recruits that will become military men and women. So even though I created the offer, my offer that I created solves a problem in your kingdom. What's cool is because you're the king or the queen in your kingdom, you are now delegating the financial education that would take you a longer time to comprehend on your own, to acquire on your own. You are now leveraging the expertise of another human being because you're saying, okay, Denzel's put 6 years plus 4 years of preparation. So Denzel's put 10 years worth of time into this offer, into this problem that I'm struggling with in the area of debt and cash flow. It only costs me $4,000 to hire someone that has put 10 years, 6 years of educating and training and doing 4 years of preparation, total of 10, right? And I'm gonna inject him into my kingdom process, into my financial wealth creation process. So now I didn't even have to create the offer to solve a particular problem in my own kingdom. He obsessed over my problem. I no longer have to try to figure this out on my own. And I won't lose time. I gave him money, a limited resource that I created from my own time, and I'm going to get back time. And I'm going to get back more money. And I still have him. I have his education. I have his knowledge. I have his wisdom. I have his access. I have his resources in my kingdom for life. And that'll help me solve other areas that I can now focus on, have confidence in. Is that not mind-blowing for you, for those that are listening live? Like, for me, that's just incredible what offers can do. So the whole point of all this is to create offers, right? That not only pay for your life, but you also create offers that restore and redeem time back into your life so that you can live multiple lifespans in one lifespan. That's amazing. Okay? So you're going to start off creating offers. Let's say you want to become a financial coach, right? Let's dive into the different opportunities that I have engaged in my own life. And then maybe those that are watching, veterans, you might say, you know what, I'm interested in that. Yeah, I think I want to help. Who better, think about this. For those military people watching and catching the recording, let's say you have a desire to get into the financial services industry and you want to serve other vets. Who better qualified than a vet? You got me, 28-year-old, about to be 29, kid, never gone to the military, don't know the pressures and stresses of military life, military family, all the risk that comes with that, all the processes and systems I don't know about any of that. Yet, these military families still hire me because of the offer that I created. All I'm saying is, hey, for the military person that has a desire, has a purpose to get into the financial services industry, because that's what you've been called to, let's just say, and you want to coach, you want to do life insurance, you want to do annuities, something to that effect, you've got the background of military, the skills and disciplines to serve, you have a willingness to lay your life down for this cause, and then you team up with someone like myself or someone else on the internet, right? And we go take over the world. Like it's that simple. It blows my mind that so few take up this opportunity. But that's what's going on right here. So that's a lucrative opportunity, and you can email me directly for that, which is financial services. The areas that I specialize in: coaching, which is over the 4 major numbers. That's cash flow management, stewardship, debt management, debt elimination. Life insurance. So we got life insurance products, right? And annuities. So I now have a team that I'm building, an organization that I partner with, and also myself to do it with you to help you build a financial services business, financial coaching business, right? Within these offers can help you get there. So that's one. The second is social media influence. For 6 years, I've been a content creator on social media, particularly YouTube. And then I have Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, right? So I've been specializing in the area of YouTube, creating content, educating folks. For the military people watching and then everyone else, right? If you've been called, desire, purpose to become a social media influencer, content creator of a particular area, these offers that I put together can also solve for that. And we can work together and narrow in and create a YouTube channel or whatever platform you want to be on. And I can be your accountability partner, coach, and I can give you insight and I can educate you and I can give you case studies and we can do market research together and due diligence and map this whole thing out, right? Social media. Now, to be specific, when it comes to social media, where I thrive is more so B2C. That means you're the business and you're marketing directly to the consumer. That's all I've ever done. I've never done B2B. Okay? B2B means you're a business and you're marketing to other businesses, other business owners, which then goes to the customer. Okay? That's not a skill that I have. My skill is more B2C. You build a YouTube channel, you build a social media presence, you have a business behind that content, right? And it markets directly to consumer. That's how my YouTube channel is set up. My YouTube channel, right? So I am a content creator. I'm an influencer. I'm influencing on the subject of finance, right? Behind this YouTube channel, when you go off or you click the links below, it takes you offline to my business. The business is behind the YouTube channel and the services are directly to you, right? So the services that would be offered are going to apply to you, which is why you would initially sign up, you pay, boom, done, right? So that's how that works. The other industry is solar, the solar industry, okay? If you want to be someone that educates people on solar, educating them on how they can acquire solar for their residential properties, that is another way to generate income opportunities, passive income, right? What is super cool, and then there's legal services, right? So these are the 4 things I've engaged in. Financial services, social media influence, solar, and legal services. Those are like my top 4, okay? And I've got other things as well. These are my top 4. What's really cool about this formula is not only do you have the opportunity to create offers for yourself that serves someone else, right? So you create an offer that you service. You can also leverage other people's offers. Give you a prime example. I have this coaching business, right? This is a coaching business that I created, and these are the offers that I created and I fulfill. So I do marketing, I do obsession over other people's problems, I create the offer, and then I fulfill the service of the offer. I do it all in my coaching business, right? But what you have to understand is that's finite. That can only take you so far, right? Mind you, that's only taking me to about 350. I can sometimes do 450, almost 500. Okay, that's limited. That's not going to truly get me to the dream life, but it's on the way, right? That's taking me on the way. It's not a bad thing. It's just understanding that it's not going to get me ultimately where I want to go. So I'm going to have to continue to grow, right? Learn more and get better. So here's how this actually works when you leverage other people's offers. So imagine leveraging other people's offers that they've obsessed over for God knows how many years that produces a particular result. And all you have to do is be a social media influence. You have to be an influence. You have to have power and authority and credibility and a reputation to educate people to do something based off what you know. And then they have belief in that and then they go and do it. Let me give you an example. I've got my coaching business, right? So in order to leverage other people's offers, you first, I would argue, you need to have your own offer and you need to have a skill, you need to have a reputation, you need to have an authority, you need to have a credibility in something that other person knows you're good at. So then they're like, okay, because I know Anthony's really good at this, Christopher's really good at this, I'm gonna trust that what he's talking about here over this side with this content creator Denzel, I'm gonna trust Denzel through Chris. Okay, and I'm gonna give you an example of how you all trust me, and because you trust me, you then delegate that trust to something I talk about, and you're going to trust that thing because you trust me. So you're leveraging your trust of me to hope and believe in that thing will work because you saw Denzel do it, or I gave you proof or evidence, content, education. I provided all the things you needed to say yes. Okay, so here's the example. Leveraging other people's offers. I have my YouTube channel. Right? The YouTube channel alone is influence. So the fact that I have 1,000+ videos and the subscriber count, the millions of views, the likes, the comments, right? All of that is social proof, right? It's all social proof. So I got that YouTube channel that's building a reputation. It's building an authority. It's building credibility. It's building reliability, okay? Behind that YouTube channel, I've got my coaching business that I do one-to-one and then one-to-many. So I fulfill what I'm talking about. Therefore, those people I serve, they go back on the internet or they go to their friends and families and they talk about me. And because the friends and families trust them, they trust them to go to my YouTube channel. That's all I needed, was the trust for them to look me up. That's all I need. And then I take it over from there. That's all I need. And that's all you need as well. So you build that for yourself, let's say. In this case, this is my coaching biz. Then I have an organization I partnered with called Life 180. Okay? Life 180 is an insurance agency. Okay? Which provides, what's their offer? What's Life 180's offer? Life insurance, agent training. So I got two offers in one. They specialize in life insurance products for their customers and agents. And then those who want to become a life insurance licensed agent, they provide training and they provide a business model that they can replicate, which then can make them money, which makes them money, which makes Denzel money. So I'm going to give an example of two people on my team. I got Benjamin and a lady named Abby. Okay? So I got Benjamin and Abby. Watch this. Stay with me. YouTube channel, Denzel. Coaching business, 1-to-1. Benjamin and Abby are my clients in my coaching business on my YouTube channel. I then tell Benjamin and Abby about Life 180. Life 180 is a YouTube channel run by a guy named Chris Kirkpatrick. So a guy named Chris. Chris has his own reputation. Chris has his own credibility. Chris has his own authority. I'm leveraging all of my reputation to my audience to talk about this guy and his company. Right? So now you trust me and you automatically give Chris a level of trust. Not as much as me, but you give him a level of trust and then you go through the process, right? So then I talk to Benjamin, I talk to Abby. Benjamin and Abby want to build a life insurance practice, a coaching practice. They want to educate people on financial services, personal finance. Okay? Life 180 provides the training that I don't provide. Life 180 provides the products that I don't provide. Life 180 provides the business model that I don't provide. Life 180 has obsessed over Benjamin's and Abby's problem. Life 180 created the offer. The only place I'm in is right here. I'm the king and in my domain. The problem that I'm leveraging Life 180 to obsess over solves my client's problem. They have the offer. It's ultimately going to help me live the life I desire, but not only is it going to help me live the life I desire, it's going to help Benjamin and Abby live the life they desire. Isn't that incredible? So watch this. Let's say I help Benjamin create and Abby, let's say I help them create an additional $100,000 in their life, right? And let's just say, because I helped them create $100,000 each, that I would receive 10% of their production, right? Let's just say that was the number. Could be more, it won't be no less. Let's say I produce 10% of their production. And here's what's so cool about the life insurance industry. I'm not taking 10% of their 100. So they actually keep 100% of their 100K. That's for them. On top of that, there's 10% that they did not see. That was already set up for the giver. So in this formula, I'm giving an opportunity. I'm creating an offer by leveraging someone else's offer. Life 180. Life 180 is going to fulfill that offer, and I'm also going to be in the fulfillment process, helping them, training them. I built the trust and the credibility. They believe in me. I believe in them. This is a win-win-win scenario. They make 100 grand more than before. Abby makes 100 grand more than before, let's say. I make 10% off each. So that's $20,000. And let's say that's $20,000 for however many years that they produce 100 grand in perpetuity. How many people would I need to help make 100 grand in order for me to make 10% at 10,000 a person to get to my dream goal, to get to my dream life, which costs $80,000 to $85,000 a month. So I'm going to use the 85,000 times 12 is $1,020,000 divided by, let's say $1,020,000 divided by 12. Right, divided by 10,000, dummy. Let's see. Divided by 10,000 is 102. So all I have to do with one offer, watch this, with one offer, I only need to help 102 people get what they want. And let's say those 102 people, they want to make 100,000 or more, right? Let's say 100 grand is the minimum. What if Benjamin makes $200,000 and I get 10% of that? It's 20 grand, right? So I would get to my goal faster. But at $100,000 a piece per person, and all I need to do is help 102 people, I'm going to live my dream life. Now it's just a matter of time. How long is it going to take? Time. How long is it going to take? Well, I could set a goal. I could set a 5-year goal, 3-year goal, 1-year goal, right? I could set whatever preference timeline that I would like to achieve that. Obviously, the sooner the better. Okay? But what's really going to get me there is I leverage Life 180. They have the systems to help thousands of people. In fact, because I know Chris personally from Life 180, I asked him what his vision is, what his goals are for Life 180. And guess what? He's told me he wants to grow this agency to 20,000 agents. Okay? And so far, he has 800 plus agents, and he has a goal in 5 years. 5 years to build 20,000 agents. So 20,000 times 1% is 200 people. What if I help Chris at Life 180 achieve his vision 1%? If all I did was help him reach his goal by contributing 1% to his goal, that's 200 people, right? I only need to serve 102. If I go for 1%, that's 200 people, right? I more than double my dream lifestyle. And I only participated in 1% of his goal to bring 20,000 agents. And then of that 1%, let's say only 50% of 200 make 100,000 or more, I'll get to my goal. Wow. That's the power of leveraging other people's offers. So not only are you going to create your own offer, because you need to create your own offer to build your own reputation, credibility, authority, reliability, to set those proper expectations so that when you do talk about other people's offers, it quickens the process. It makes everything smooth because people are relying on you, right? And you don't want to just look at anyone's offer. Obviously, you need to build those relationships. So there's a lot of nuanced in here, right? Working with Chris Kirkpatrick, Life 180, didn't happen overnight. I've known him for years, watching his material. I spent time with him in person. We've gone to masterminds in person. We've shared the same stage before. We've had multiple conversations. We've created multiple pieces of content on YouTube that lives forever on the YouTube, right? He's been on my channel before multiple times. So it's led up to this point where now we're officially partnering, right? And so that is another lucrative opportunity that you could get involved in. Again, if you desire. Like, I'm not pushing people into different opportunities. I'm simply only speaking from what I know, because I don't speak from anything else. I only speak from what I know, what I've experienced, and what I've done, right? I'm simply asking you, discover your purpose, right? Let's figure out, what are you being called to? What is the work that you desire to do for the rest of your life that would bring you fulfillment? And then we have to think, dream the life, implement the fundamental formula here to achieve the result that we're after. And then ultimately, we will get there with the right support, the right systems, right fundamentals, principles. Everything costs the same amount. So no longer is $80,000 to $85,000 a month to live my dream lifestyle expensive, because it's not. It just is what it is, and everything costs the same amount, and I'm just paying for things according to my creativity. I just created the process. I just explained to you the opportunity at hand, that all I need to do is find 100 to 200 people that want to build a business in the financial services industry around coaching, life insurance, and annuities. Train those 102 people or more to make 100,000 or more. And if all I earned from it was 10%, I could earn more from those people in that industry. I could make more money off of those people. All I'm going off of is a 10%. And what's amazing is, it's not like I'm taking their money. They, like, when you sell a life insurance policy, whatever your commission is, you keep all of that. And then there's something called an override, right? And I would only make that difference on every policy sold. And then as they increase their commissionable rate compared to mine, once theirs equals mine, I no longer make anything off of them, right? Unless they're like, hey, Denzel, let's do this deal together. Then there's a split. And because we're making the same exact percentage amount, again, no one's taking anything from anyone's pot, right? We just simply agreed 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, whatever the split is, 90-10 of the commission, right? So that's what I really enjoy about the life insurance space. It's not like you have to give a piece of a piece of a piece, and then you're net with whatever's left over. That happens I would say in the real estate space. That's usually how that is, right? And maybe some other industries as well. But life insurance, you start off at a certain rate, and then as you build your business, you increase your commission to the point where you match whoever brought you into the business. And then you guys are equal in that sense, and then you can keep growing together, right? And then you can build other people under you if you like, not required. But in my case, in order for me to live the dream life that I want, I can't get there alone with my own offers. That was a realization that I had. I was like, oh, I'm not going to get there as quickly as I would like if I do it by myself. If I do it by myself, it might take 20, 30 years for me to ultimately make $80,000 to $85,000 a month in income to live the life that I desire, right? Or I can simply leverage other people's offers and scale and help other people make the money they desire, earn percentages off of what they make. They're going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. The organization's happy. Everyone's happy. And we're all disciplined people. And the reason why I just love working with military folks, police officers, firefighters, is they already have the discipline. So I don't even have to train them or teach them discipline. They already have certain skills. They already have a independent, free-thinking mind. And the way that they speak and carry themselves typically comes with authority. And so that will help me build a strong organization in my own kingdom. And it's like multiple kingdoms being built at the same time, all going in the same direction to achieve a similar result. That's the end of my lesson, guys. So I went 2 hours, about to hit 2 hours. Let me go back and just see what some of the comments. The Lord answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Look at that. We got a whiteboard right here. We got a table right here. Natural heart of service. Yes. Yes. Purpose. Boom. Boom. Yep. 10X talking about my offers, worth every penny, because Anthony's a lifetime client. 100% worth it, folks, right? Christopher, a lifetime client. I recruited Denzel and a mastermind team to organize my finances in my household. They provided solutions, framework, which leads to a life change to achieve my lifestyle and enhance it faster than if he would do it on his own, right? Watching from Canada, awesome. Happy that you're here. So action steps, what I'm asking you to do is think about purpose-driven opportunities in your life according to your skills, gifts, and talents. If you want to partner and team up with me, I'm finally there. For the last 6 years, it's only been sort of one-sided. You could only hire me, right? And then if you wanted to do something sort of like with me and like make money with me, I just didn't have that offer available. Now, moving forward, the offer is available specifically in these 4 areas: financial services, social media influence, the solar industry, or legal services. Those are the 4 products, services, industry that I now have a system, a team around me to help you grow and scale the income that you desire that ultimately fulfills the dream life that you want. And we can get there together, and it's quite amazing. It is really, really amazing. And so if you want to do that, you can email me directly, right? Denzel at buildertocontributor.com. I'll even throw that in the chat for you all. Most of you already have my email, right? If you're a client already, lifetime, one-to-one, and you're like, I want to take it to the next level, then we would just set up a call, right? And we'll make that happen. So there you go. That's my email. You just email me directly. You can tag this video in the subject line, right? Give me exactly what you're thinking, what you're wanting to do, and we can have that conversation of partnership, not only on like financial coach to you, the client, but also business partner to business partner. Like, so business to business. I'm helping you build a business that goes to customers, right? And there's a world where the audience that I have, I'm not able to serve everyone that I talk to one-to-one on my channel. So for the last 6 years, I've been leveraging other YouTube channels, right? So I've just been passing that business outward. Now what I can do is keep it in-house, still pass the business, but keep it in-house and actually be a little more involved with it and not take a whole lot of my time and still provide that quality service to all my one-to-one clients. So I finally figured that out. That was my biggest struggle, not knowing how to do it. Now I finally figured it out, and that's going to get me to the next level. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm really excited about a personal dream that I have for my own clients, which was I want to make money with my clients. I've been helping my clients pay off debt. I've been helping them be better stewards, make better financial decisions with their money. One goal I've always had was I want to be able to make money with my clients. What does that look like? Some thoughts I've had in the past was financial services industry and real estate. Those were like the two primary areas. Now I got 4 specific areas that we could probably dive into and have a lot of fun with. So with that being said, those are your action steps. You can email me directly. I want you to think, build out your dream lifestyle, download my financial spreadsheet on my YouTube channel, on my website, denzelrodriguez.com, and call it Financial Freedom Lifestyle, and just literally like research how much does it cost to do a mani-pedi, massage, chiropractor, see specialists every single month, high-end gym, the car that you want, the house that you want, all the different knickknacks and tools and resources, the trips, the vacations, holidays, birthdays, everything. What does it cost to live that life? Just tally it up, see where it is, and then look at where you're at and see how far you need to go. So now you have the destination. And what's great about that is you don't have to now rely on what society tells you should do in terms of the car and the home you drive and all the stuff and the boat and trips and all that. You get to curate it down to the color of the seats and how many cup holders and how many rooms and bedrooms and bathrooms and everything, down to the cabinets, down to the appliances, down to how many plugs in each room, right? Like that specific. All right? Have a wonderful day. God bless, and we'll be talking soon.